What's up, guys? This is Brave, and I'm here to review Grownish. This is season 3, episode 9, titled Public Service Announcement. And let's go ahead and talk about this episode. So we actually start this episode off with our girl Zoe. She's on set of a music video for her second client, Indigo. As we know, she's working with what is his name? I know his real name, Joey Badass, and Indigo, who is played by Sweetie. I'm not going to get on Sweetie's acting. I'm just going to say this is her first acting job, and we're going to leave it there. So, Indigo comes over to Zoe, and she is clearly upset because she hates her outfit. She feels like it's too similar to the background dancers, and she wants something else to wear. But here's the thing. Zoe doesn't have a lot of options, and she said that she only had swimsuits, which is so interesting because if anyone knows a stylist, they always have backups of multiple outfits. There's always tons of clothes on any set. Indigo, she's like, well, you do have an extra outfit, which is what Zoe has on. I have to be honest here. This was not an outfit that I was a fan of. I didn't really care for the top or the multicolored, just the whole ensemble, honestly. It was just a bit childish to me. And I'm like, for Zoe to be a stylist, sometimes her outfits are questionable. But whatever. So Zoe has her mind on Aaron because, as we know, they kissed when she ended up leaving Cal U, and she thinks that there's something that's going to happen between those two. She feels like, things could work out this time between her and Aaron. We then see a clip of Jazz and Sky. I want to say Anna was there as well. They were all hanging out at this place, and clearly we can see that Jazz is still into Doug. And honestly, Jazz and Doug have been my favorite couple on this show. And I hate that they're separate, but hopefully by the end of this season, they'll be back together. But anyways, like I said, we can clearly see that Jazz is still into Doug because she happens to see him sitting at a different table, and she goes over there and she sees that he's talking to some other girl named Lola. She introduces herself, and it's a really awkward situation. Anna has to kind of drag her back over to their table. And I'm like, I don't want my girl Jazz to be going out like this just because I love Jazz's character. She ends up leaving the table, and Doug has to explain that, they're on a break while she focuses on the Olympic trials. And here comes Vivek out of nowhere, out of all the people to be saying something. He's like, you should be dating other people, and why should you be waiting on Jazz and all this stuff. And even Doug is like, dude, you're not even smashing anybody. Why are you the one that wants to pipe up? And honestly, this conversation kind of frustrated me just a bit because I understand that Vivek and Doug, they're boys or whatever. But the reason why they're taking a break is because she needs to focus on making her Olympic trials. It's not like they're taking a break because there was some infidelity, and they need to figure that out. Or I don't know, I just feel like the reason why they're taking a break is not exactly means for him to go out and start dating someone else. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like Vivek is giving terrible advice at this point. And it's kind of weird because he lives with Jazz. So I'm like, at the end of the day, you're basically telling Doug to go be with another girl because why should he wait on Jazz? And if Jazz was to see him, out with another girl, her heart gonna be broken. And then she gonna be moping and crying all around the house. Vivek, are you about to come wipe these tears? No? Okay then. So, anyways, we also noticed that Aaron was sitting there as well as a pretty brown skinned girl, and she even chimed in that conversation like, no, Doug should probably wait on her while she does all this stuff for the Olympics, or at least preparation for the Olympics. And we're gonna have we're gonna learn more about her a little bit later. But after that, we end up seeing Luca and his girlfriend Jillian, and they are still going strong. I will say her outfit was so cute in this scene between the two of them. And at first she was going to head out, but he's like, no, I want you to stay. So she stays with him, and she wants to play The Floor is Lava. And as we know, Luca has one of the most boring and dry personalities, and he's like, what is that? But he ends up joining in and he plays along with her. I will say that I do like Luca and Jillian together versus Luca and Zoe. I mean, I don't know what it is about them, but I just feel like he has a better relationship with Jillian than he had with Zoe, and her forever not knowing who she wants to be with and all that drama. All right, so we are back to our girl Zoe, and she is having a conversation with Indigo, and they're just chatting in the airport because they were waiting, I guess, for their flight. And Indigo asks Zoe if she had any plans, and Zoe tells her, she plans to meet up with her girls and meet up with a guy. And this is where the show took a turn for me, because Indigo is like, oh, who is it? Neo? And I'm like, Neo? What the hell kind of joke was that supposed to be? Like, I just felt like that joke was super dated. Like, when I think of like hot guys or even like famous guys, Neo is not the guy who I'm going to be naming, okay? So anyways, Zoe wants to talk about, the kiss that she had with Aaron, and Indigo tells her, like, no, you need to be on your boss shit. Just tell him how you feel. So that's what Zoe does. She ends up texting Aaron, expressing how she felt about him, and he ends up texting her back saying, oh, well, yeah, let's hook up later. So now she all happy, like, okay, I'm about to go back home, see my little boo Aaron. Oh yeah, and I guess I'll see my girls. So when Zoe goes back home, first of all, there's nobody at the house because they're all hanging out, I believe, at the student union. And the girls were hanging out at the student union, and then Aaron was hanging out at this place called Titanium. So we next see Anna. She is keeping tabs on Jazz because Jazz left some comments on Doug's photos because clearly she misses him. And I understand that, Anna is basically telling her that she needs to let Doug go. But again, even though they're taking this break, like, it's not like they're breaking up for like some other type of reason. Like, their reasoning for breaking up is just so she can focus. So I don't see a problem with her like liking his photos. Sorry, I don't see it. We end up seeing another scene of Luca and Jillian, and they're just like talking and hanging out, and he ends up giving her a key to his place. Like, whenever she feels like crashing there, she can, come to his loft, and that can be that. But she doesn't accept the key. She's like, I can't accept this. And his little feelings were hurt. And I felt bad for Luca in that moment because he had just expressed how, he's never been this open with anyone. And for her not to accept the key, like, that hurt his feelings. So we next see Doug, he's having a conversation with Vivek, and here we go. Vivek still trying to give out this bad advice about Doug because he said that he was going out to like the movies, I think, with this girl Lola, and Vivek is basically telling him that he should like try to pursue Lola. And I'm like, with people like Vivek in your corner, I don't see how you're going to be great. Like, this is not the route that I wanted Vivek's character, to go, but this is what we're getting this season. We have another scene here with Zoe. She ends up going to see Aaron instead of going to see her girls first, which is what she should have done. Now, ladies, I will say this. Sometimes we have got to stop getting it in our heads that a guy, he takes priority. And this was a great example because clearly if Zoe would have went to her friends and she would have even mentioned Aaron's name, they would have straight up told her like, oh yeah, he got this girlfriend or whatever. Nope, Zoe over there thinking she knowing what she doing, out here embarrassing herself. She goes and sees Aaron and, she's super excited to see him, but he has all the looks of concern on his face because, she wants to have like this conversation with him about the kiss that they had. And next thing you know, before he can really explain anything, the girl who was sitting there earlier, she walks up. First of all, Zoe thought that the girl was a waitress, and no, she is not. Her name is Rochelle, and she is Aaron's girlfriend. I mean, Zoe's feelings were so hurt in that moment. I mean, she says congratulations to him and walks away, but we know her feelings was hurt, okay? Like, she had egg on her face. So we go back to Jillian and Luca, and she basically has to let him know why she did not accept that key. And it's because she's actually very scared to accept the key because she doesn't want them to move too fast. We learned that last year she was engaged to like her high school sweetheart, and she felt like that relationship was moving fast. So now that she's to this point with Luca, she just doesn't want to make those same mistakes that she once made before. He tells her, he's going to leave the key in some plant that he has outside of his apartment. And that was that for that couple. All right. So after that, we have Aaron who's running after Zoe. And, he apologizes because he didn't want to hurt her feelings or anything. And Zoe says that, he doesn't owe her that. He opens up in this scene and he says that when she finally, told him how she felt, he had been waiting on her to say those things for 3 years. And he felt like at this point, like, she will play him. And even though she says that she wouldn't, he said that he can't trust her with his heart anymore because she loves to play these games. And I'm like, you know what, Aaron? You are absolutely right. Zoe plays tons of games. She played you out for cash. She definitely played you out for Luca. Because I'm sorry, Luca and Zoe should have never happened. And I'm glad that he's moving on. Honestly, I would love to see Zoe with a new guy, but I'm not sure if we're going to get that. We may get her, trying to focus on herself this season, or at least the rest of this season. But in the end, I feel like she will probably end up with Aaron. So, oh my gosh, this scene right here really got me. Doug, he has a conversation with Jazz and he feels like she's sending him mixed signals. And Jazz, she realized that, maybe they should take a clean break. But it is on one term, and that is that for the next 5 months, he can't fall in love with anyone else, and he says that he can do that. And honestly, this just really makes me rethink the whole Vivek conversation with Doug, because I'm like, wait a minute. This is just for the next 5 months. Okay? And I'm like, I feel like Doug has it in him, honestly, to, just like focus on what's that thing called? School. Like, he can literally focus on his studies for 5 months while Jazz is focusing on what she has to focus on, and then for them to come back together. Like, I hate that Vivek got in his head and got in his ear that he needs to, explore all these other options. And I'm like, Vivek is trash. Like, at this point, I don't think I really care for his character anymore. What do you guys think of Vivek this season? Well, I guess this episode. So in the last bit of the show, we see the ladies there FaceTiming Nomi. Honestly, I forgot all about her. And Anna is just telling the ladies, like, we need to get rid of these guys or whatever. And they have Zoe's deleting Aaron's account. Jazz is deleting Doug. And they were trying to get Sky to delete some, like, Jesus in the clouds Instagram account she was following, but she just couldn't seem to do it herself. Next thing you know, baby Luna, we learned that Nomi's baby's name is Luna. She has a girl. We learned that her baby actually started to cry. And, the ladies are like, oh yeah, we can't wait to meet her. First of all, I'm like, how have y'all not met the baby? Like, I guess I was confused because I understand Zoe moved, she went to like New York or wherever she went, London, wherever the hell Zoe went. But how is it that none of the other ladies met this baby? Like, whatever. All I know is I cracked up when I heard Sky say, they can miss her with meeting that baby, basically, because all the other ladies are like, oh my God, we can't wait to meet her. And Sky is like, whew, I can. Y'all know it took me a while to get used to adults. What am I gonna do with a baby? Like, I was cracking up. The show actually ended with the ladies dancing, and Vivek, he joins in, and I'm like, Vivek fake self. I'm sorry, I'm not saying it for his character this season. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode, and what do you think is going to happen this season. I know for me, I am still rooting for Doug and Jazz. They are my favorite couple. I really hope that Jillian opens up more, just because I find her character to be interesting. Like, I feel like they threw her in the mix at the top of season 3, and we're finally going to learn a lot more about her. I don't really care about what Anna has going on. Where is Rodney? So that we can see Sky and her little boo thing all booed up. Yeah, that's pretty much all the people who I'm interested in. Oh, and more of Rochelle and Aaron. Like, I just want to see how their relationship is. Let me know what you guys think, and go ahead and like and comment and share. Oh yeah, and subscribe, please. And I will talk to you guys in the next review. Bye.